All right, let me tell you the story of the time that Bonobo was very hungry. So this happened when Bonobo was in school, and then Bonobo came back from school. So the bus was not running that day, so Bonobo had to walk and walk.
It's Bonobo grown up.
Yeah, but he's not grown up. He still goes to school. So Bonobo walked all the way home, and it was quite far. And then Bonobo got home, and Bonobo was quite hungry.
It's Bonobo grandma.
That's exactly the question. So Bonobo opened the door, went in, and said, "Grandma, I'm home." And nobody replied. And he said, "Grandma, where are you?" And nobody replied. So Bonobo looked in all.
Where was grandma?
Well, Bonobo looked in all the rooms of the house, and Grandma was nowhere there. But Bonobo was very hungry. So he went to the kitchen and opened all the cupboards, and there was nothing inside. He looked for cereal, and there was no cereal. He looked for juice, and there was no juice. And there was nothing to eat, and Grandma wasn't there. So Bonobo sat on the chair, and his tummy was rumbling. How was his tummy rumbling? Make the noise. That's how his tummy was rumbling.
Where was grandma?
Well, Bonobo doesn't know where Grandma is. All that he knows is that he's very, very, very hungry. And Bonobo was lying on the chair and he started groaning. "Oh, I'm so hungry. I am so, so, so hungry, and Grandma is not here. What can I eat?" And then he looked around and he looked around and he was so hungry that a shoe started looking delicious to him, because the shoe is made of leather, which is very similar to meat. So he took a brown pair of shoes that Grandma had, quite old, little bit dusty, and he started chewing on it. And he was chewing on the shoe and chewing, and he said, "This shoe is so hard and dusty, but it's better than nothing." And he was eating the shoe and eating the shoe. And he actually chewed so much that a little bit of juice came out of the leather, just a little bit. But he felt it felt better after eating the shoe. But then he was still hungry. So he now didn't have anything to eat. So he went to the fridge, opened it, and he saw some ice cubes. And he got a knife and fork out, and he cut the ice cubes, cut them and was eating them with his fork and knife, cutting and cutting. And at the end, he finished, and he was still very hungry. So he went out, opened the door, looked around, and there was no Grandma. Then he heard a noise. In the basement, Grandma was there, and Grandma was asleep. That's why she hadn't answered. You know, Grandma is a bit old. Sometimes she falls asleep at strange times. And he shook her and said, "Grandma, I'm so hungry." And Grandma said, "Oh, yes, I've got a big shopping bag right here beside me. I decided to take a nap just as I came in, Bonobo." And then in that bag there was bread, and there was ice cream, and there was yogurt, and there was meat, and there were chips, and there was fish. And Grandma made the best meal ever for Bonobo, and he ate till his tummy was huge, filled with all the good stuff.
But what was the best meal?
The very best one was fried ice cream. He ate like fried ice cream. Have you ever eaten fried ice cream? It's the best type of ice cream. It's like normal ice cream, but fried. And he ate lollipops, and he ate gummy bears, and he ate chocolate, and every other thing. And when it was all over, Grandma wanted to go out to get something, and she said, "Hey, Bonobo, do you know what happened to my shoe? It's missing some parts." And Bonobo said, "No idea, maybe a rat ate the shoe." The end.